The Walking Dead Season 8 began on October the 22nd, 2017. It takes place right after Rick and Negan stand off at Alexandria, officially declaring war on each other. Season 8 is based on the comics Volume 20, All Out War, Part 1, and Volume 21, All Out War, Part 2. All Out War is generally regarded as the best arc in the comics' lifespan so far, and of course, knowing AMC, they're gonna fuck it up, right? Episode 1 opens up with a dumb, timeline-jumping intro. It cuts between the present, the future, and the future, and I don't see the point of this entire part of the episode. If you actually want us to feel suspense for certain characters in the war, which we don't anymore because nobody actually dies in this show, then showing us who survives in the future isn't a fantastic idea, is it? Of course you might argue that it's a dream sequence, and what's the point of a dream sequence? To show us that Rick wants to win the war? Yeah, no shit, dude. And how would Rick know about his busted leg? I think blowing your load too early and showing Rick's injury and Alexandria's victory is just beyond stupid. Then we cut to a montage of everybody working together. Yay, war. Also another Rick speech, in case you weren't tired of those yet. I want to point out 2 points in Rick's speech.
There's only one person who has to die.
And...
but if it's the others who prop him up, stand by his side, even those who just look the other way, so be it.
These will come in handy later. After the happy speech, we cut to a pretty accurate recreation of episode 1's shots in celebration of this being episode 100, but just replace Rick with Carl for the most part. Carl seems to be looking for some gas until he hears somebody talking and drops his loud can of gas. Somehow not alerting the person here. Carl begins to investigate, hearing him pray, and swings wide to see who it is. And after like 10 seconds of talking to him, Rick wastes 3 rounds of ammunition by firing over his head. Remember how an episode or 2 or maybe 3 ago you guys were struggling to even find guns and ammunition? What changed to where you guys can now afford to waste 3 shots? We then cut to the group handling some of the Savior's scouts, taking them out easily because our characters are overpowered. Then there's this scene where all the Alexandrian troops come together to get ready to assault Negan's compound, and for some reason the time of day changes entirely? Is this supposed to take place the next day, or did they just shoot it the next day and expect people not to notice? Rick and Maggie have this little exchange.
You showed me how to be someone worth following.
Good. After this, I'm following you.
And it makes me wonder why Rick would say that. What has Maggie led exactly? A small amount of people on the hilltop a small amount of times? I don't think Maggie has more leadership points than Rick at this current time. We then go to the horde collecting group, but the horde doesn't show up. I'm just kidding, there it is. It's specifically shown here that Daryl is leading the horde to the sanctuary by blowing shit up. Then, we're right outside the sanctuary, and everybody from Rick's group fires 4 shots. How many wasted shots is that exactly? Remember last season where you guys were on a quest to find guns and ammo, not even a few episodes ago? For comparison, in the comics, Rick fires 2 shots in the air. 2 shots. Going back to the show, Negan just walks right out. He has a hit on his head. And he walks right out in front of every soldier in Rick's army. And nobody shoots at him. Not a single person. And then Negan's lieutenants walk out, and nobody shoots at them. They've been campaigning for episodes to kill these people, and now they're here, and nobody's firing a shot. Negan proceeds to talk big game while not having a single soldier watching through the windows or on the roof. Rick offers his lieutenants their lives if they surrender right now, and nobody speaks up. Back to Morgan's group, they have a wire set up to blow up any cars that drive through, yet nobody watches the fucking wire in case a zombie walks through it. Remember how the zombies in this are called walkers? One might walk its way through your fucking tripwire? Negan then inquires about what will happen to him with Rick's plan, and Rick specifies, again, that he will kill him. But he doesn't. Negan has Simon take out Gregory as some sort of leverage to get the hilltop to stand down and leave the Alexandrian army, but nobody bites and Gregory gets kicked down some stairs. Rick then pressures his lieutenants to make up their minds and begins to count, until he doesn't finish his count, has the drop on Negan, who is standing out in the open, and Rick then proceeds to miss 12 shots on him, and all of Rick's allies also proceed to miss their shots. This is pretty convenient, as everybody is a marksman when it doesn't come to killing an antagonist. But in Walking Dead fashion, inaccuracy is just used as a plot device. Then everybody proceeds to waste literally thousands of rounds of ammunition on the windows. And remember a few episodes ago where finding guns and ammunition was really hard? Before people even try to say that the comic did these same things, no, not even close. Negan did walk out in the open, but Rick went there to have a show of force and try to force Negan's hand to surrender. Violence was the secondary option. Alexandria also did not initiate the fighting, as Negan's snipers in the windows did, which is why in the comics, they shoot out the windows. They also shot out the windows and created a lot of noise in order to bring the horde to the sanctuary, something the TV show characters don't need to do, as Daryl is already doing it with the explosives. And they also have the ammunition to waste, because they have a fucking bullet factory back home. This entire scene is practically pointless and fucking stupid. Oh, but Asaratha, it's officially starting the war. No, it's not. The war was started in Alexandria when they fucking fought back. Negan is then on the ground, and Rick continues to miss tens of shots by literal feet. Remember when he was the perfect marksman? Me too, man. The battle then begins to wind down and Negan is shot in the leg. Hey, do you remember when that killed a character? Yeah, me too. Rick then proceeds to miss every single shot he fires, shooting the same spot over and over again, until Gabriel comes to pull him out, telling him it's not about Rick. Gabriel then sees Gregory trying to escape, begging for help, and decides to help him out of the sanctuary, until Gregory betrays him, causing Gabriel to get huddled up inside of a trailer with Negan? Keep in mind, Gabriel does in fact have an assault rifle, but does he use it on Negan? No, that's basically the end of the episode. What did we learn? We learned that The Walking Dead doesn't really know what it's doing, despite having perfectly fine and sensical source material laid out in front of it. Remember the first part of the speech I wanted us to keep in mind?
There's only one person who has to die.
And yet you and the people you gave that speech to literally didn't shoot at him for minutes, despite public enemy number 1 being right out in the open. I don't care if he has an SMG, this isn't a fucking video game. He could hit that shot. People with the assault rifles could hit that shot. The hundreds of people you brought, all taking one shot each, could turn Negan into Swiss cheese. Do you want to know how to avoid this situation, AMC? I'll give you a freebie writing lesson. Maybe you could put some cover up, because Negan's crew knows that Rick is on the hunt. It seems that in this universe, thin sheet metal can totally absorb a shot. Or maybe you don't walk out in the complete fucking open against an entire army when their leader has told you twice that he's gonna kill you. You can't suspend your disbelief for this shit. I can do it for sheet metal stopping bullets, I can do it for cars having gas 2 years into the apocalypse, I can do it for mowed lawns, or white teeth, or clean hair, but this isn't something you're supposed to suspend disbelief for. This is just shit writing. Do not use disbelief as a cover for this garbage. Same way I can't suspend it for the group suddenly having a military surplus of ammunition. A year ago, I would have told you that this is the only arc they could not fuck up. But to my dismay, it is the only arc that they have completely butchered. Only AMC could have every single character in the show go against their current driving motive, and conveniently forget things that happened a few episodes ago. Also, I brought up Benjamin's death earlier, which I think is a fair point. Precedent was set that main characters in the show can get injured in the shoulder or the leg and be fine, but when Benjamin gets shot, it flips on its head, showing that you can die due to a shot in the leg, just like in real life. Yet Negan is shot in the leg here, and absolutely will survive. I can't wait to cover episode 2 for you guys, where we can delve deeper into the idiot plot, where characters have to make idiotic decisions and actions in order to drive the plot.